All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show on Onebar with Lupagus. Preseason is a wrap. Vikings are 3-0, and we got to talk. Who should be the backup quarterback to Sam Darnold? Nick Mullens or Jaren Hall?
Before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment as well. And why the hell not? Go to Onebar and Lupagus.com. Do yourself a little shopping. Get yourself some amazing swag for the new school year.
Yeah, so ideally in a perfect world, the season would have started with like Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy backing him up, or McCarthy wins the job, Sam Darnold backing him. Great situation.
Yep.
That isn't the case. So now it's either Nick Mullens or Jaren Hall as the backup to Sam Darnold. And I guess I'm surprised we're having this discussion, but Twitter's going rampant as far as who should be the backup.
To me, this is an easy answer. It's Nick Mullens. Big Dick Nick should be your backup quarterback.
Right to the answer.
It is the answer. I know everybody's excited with Jaren Hall, what he did today against the Eagles. He looked good, but Nick Mullens is your backup. He's a veteran. He's done it before. Does he turn the ball over a lot? Yeah, he does, but he also throws for 400 yards, multiple touchdowns a game. So Nick Mullens is your backup. I don't think there's any question, but I think the question is about Jaren Hall and what his role will be moving forward.
Well, here's my rebuttal to this is you're right. Nick Mullens has done it before. It's not a good thing. His career record is 5-15. So he's done it before.
He's a backup
he does. Well, that's why maybe he shouldn't be a quarterback at all. I'm just arguing the point where Nick Mullens last year for the Vikings 0-3. I'm glad he slings the ball around. I'm glad he's a gunslinger. He doesn't win games. He never has, and he probably never will. So while he's just a guy who does his thing and doesn't really care, doesn't get rattled and does it. So with Jaren Hall, I mean, he had a great preseason, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 340 some yards, whatever. He played a lot better than I thought he would. To me, like I'm actually on the Jaren Hall bandwagon where it's more like you're going to lose anyways. You might as well develop a guy and see what he's got to offer.
I think you develop him either as quarterback 3 or on the practice squad. Like I think his upside in the league, Jaren Hall, is like a long-term quality backup. And you want to make sure he gets there. So, because that's a valuable spot to have. Like everybody thinks, oh no, Todd Bowman was here forever, and he ended up going to Jacksonville, whatever. I'm just saying, like, have a guy your homegrown backup for for 5-6 years. That'd be great. I think that's what Jaren Hall can be. Right now, Nick Mullens has experience. That's what you're going to go with.
He's bad
down the road that the season's over. Remember Jaren Hall when he played the Packers? He was bad.
Well, I know, horrible. But if you're going to lose anyways. Which Nick Mullens has proven that he does every time almost.
I would rather go down firing.
I'm not. There's really no right answer to this. This is gross, really kind of either way. But like Nick Mullens, I'm just kind of over Nick Mullens. And if we're going to lose, I guess I'd rather go with the young buck and see what he has. Nick Mullens would probably be more fun to watch. I'll give you that.
But I mean, good on Jaren Hall for even making this a topic. Like no one really, and especially when he came, what was it? After the last week or the first week, we're like, no, he's done. Jaren Hall experiment's over. I think that was you.
Gross. It was ugly.
You were all over it. Like you said, this is over. It's done. Jaren Hall, we're done. Get rid of him. And now he's played well enough. You think, okay, maybe he can be the backup, or at least make a spot. Like I think he might actually make the 53 now.
Well, at that point though, JJ McCarthy wasn't out for the season, so I was so over Jaren Hall. It's like we got Darnold, we got Hall. I want to trade Nick Mullens. Hall was just I was over him. Different scenario now where if it came to Mullens, like I've been on the whole train to just trade Mullens. I don't want him here the whole time. So like I'm biased. I'd rather see Hall, but let's say somebody offers you a 7th round pick for Nick Mullens and Jaren Hall's your backup.
I mean, you got to think about it.
I'd do that. I wouldn't think about it at all. I would say, yes, thank you. I mean, if it gets down to the point where Nick Mullens wins and losses, you're going to lose. Regardless of who the quarterback is, Nick Mullens is Nick Mullens. In 5 years, he'll be the same guy.
Well, again,
like you might as well get the draft pick and have a rookie go out there, or not a rookie.
I do think this will be Nick Mullens with a much better defense. I mean, it was pretty depleted, tons of injuries last year when he was in there playing games, and I think he will have a better defense. So maybe if he's going to win games, this will be the year he can actually do it. So just to say that he's going to lose games and assume he will.
Well, he throws more interceptions than touchdowns.
He does throw a lot of interceptions, but again, his defense is much better. He's got, healthy Justin Jefferson. T. Jackson will come back at some point this year. So maybe you can have a run game too. So I don't know. I would still, Nick Mullens is my backup. I'm going with that. And Jaren Hall, I think there's a question now, is he quarterback 3 or is he practice squad?
Most likely it'll be Nick Mullens as the backup. If it was up to me, I'm doing Jaren Hall 10 times out of 10. But
Wow.
and it's more, and it's not that I think you'd come in and win. It's just more like long term. Let the dude just be horrible, or let him show you something.
I saw this out there on Twitter too. Do you think if the Vikings cut him, someone's going to pick him up?
Hall, I don't know. Not many teams keep 3 quarterbacks these days, do they? I mean, I don't think so. I think he'd be on the practice squad, so I think he'll be here regardless. I do think the Vikings will only keep two quarterbacks, and it'll probably be Nick Mullens, but Hall made a case the last 2 games.
He did. He looked good, and you love seeing that. That's all you want to see. These guys play out in these games when they're given a shot to do something.
I don't want to see Nick Mullens throw interceptions.
Oh, my God. Well, let us know in the comments who should be the backup quarterback, Nick Mullens or Jaren Hall. And also remember this, there is bacon-flavored floss.
Are you serious?